What's going on, guys? This is Peter here and you are watching the 9th episode of the series Vloxen Excavations. I think this dungeon and especially the stone summits on level 2 can cause a lot of problems. Plenty of resurrection skills, 2 monks in certain groups, minion masters, enchant removal by the mesmers, anti-melee like clumsiness, crippling anguish, etc. So this is pretty much the same as Slaver's Exile, balance groups, only the meta heroes will succeed in hard mode. So I bring you a dervish point of view this time, and I think if you are a melee and rely on enchantments, you will have some minor disadvantages here, so this is the reason why I choose Derv and not a coaster. Anyway, there is no unique skin here and you get deadly more reputation points after completing the dungeon, and there are 3 levels. Level 1 is pretty fast if you start from Lox Falls, level 2 is the most difficult of all levels, and level 3 is short again, mostly undead can be found there. And the end boss, but I will talk about Zoldark, the Unholy, later when we get there. Like I said, this is a dervish point of view vid now, and my hero builds is pretty much the usual, except the 2 allies maybe, and I thought Thunderclap and Cry of Frustration might help with the extra interrupts, and Glimmering Mark with the armor ignoring damage, and for blinding melees. Plus I gave Strength to Thunder for this hero, so my SOS read was more channeling and restoration magic focused. Alright, so first of all, travel to Umbral Grotto and talk to Molanin. He's a dredge and will ask if you could help save the other dredges in the dungeon. Of course, we are up for the challenge, get the quest, and now don't enter the dungeon from here, but travel to Vlox Falls and start your journey from there. The dungeon starts with some Skull groups, these shouldn't cause too many problems, good for warming up, and the Skull Corruptors have Chillblains. Like I said, this place is not enchantment friendly. Now you may get the blessing if you need ever points, and then clear the next room. This is another warm-up, kind of only 3 mobs in each group and no healers yet. Now we are ready for the boss group. In case you see the patrolling group coming to your direction, either wait or lure the boss group away, don't try to kill 2 groups at a time. Best tip regarding these Stone Summit groups, focus on the Stone Summit healers first, then on their minion masters. The death of the Taskmaster drops the boss key, pick it up and get ready for the first real challenge. In groups like this, it's important to take out the healers or defenders first, and make sure the summoner don't make too many minions. In some cases it goes well, in some others the monks defend each other pretty well, interrupts and the general anti-coaster skills help much. In case you are a melee character and have splinter weapon, it's a great idea to spike on the bold up groups like I do. And I was thinking of bringing frozen soil for this dungeon, but then I thought the mobs would kill it anyway, and obviously it would prevent my heroes from resurrecting dead allies too, so I didn't bring it this time. Maybe for Slaver's Exile I would consider it. Alright, the road is clean, let's open the gate and enter level 2. So the end of level 1 was a preview of what to expect from level 2. This level sucks for multiple reasons. Very strong Stone Summit groups, most of the time they have the high ground, their archers hit hard, so we really must pay attention to all the details here. Rule of thumb, kill the healers or defenders first, then the Ganeshers or summoners, and those are the minion masters, and then focus on the melees. Now get the master gear. This is an item which will open these door mechanisms just like in Sorrow's Furnace. By the way, if you read the quest dialogue at the beginning, you know the dredges here are the same dredges we've seen in Sorrow's Furnace. They got brought here after some adventurers destroyed the Iron Forgeman. Okay, moving on, another big group, precause the Spirit of Displacement, Shelter and Union, and then, you know, spike the healers. This is a perfect example of dimension. Sometimes it is worth to focus on a big ball of fools and not on a single healer thing. Look at the damage my Derv did here, not too shabby. This riverside area will spawn some Oath groups, so try to interrupt their duplicating skills and destroy the earthbound ones as soon as possible. This next group has the high ground. Rangers love this scenario. My Delve didn't, they hit like a truck. And once the gatekeeper dies, you get the master gear and you can activate the gearbox. After this group, don't follow the road but turn left at the Rash Shrine. There is a secret or less known passage here and a few additional sky groups, but not too dangerous. The next part is probably the worst of all, a very balanced group, defender, healer, rangers on the high ground and the Mesmer boss. Micromanaging the STR2 is a must-have, but even this won't always help. We started this fight pretty well, killed a few of the enemies easily, but somehow we wiped when only the boss left, but still it could have gone better. Maybe I should have flagged heroes apart or lured them away from the stairs. Never mind, we did it on the second try, and you know it's good to have resurrection shrines in places like this. By the way, the boss drops a perfect 20 of 20 illusion focus, and I've tried to farm it a few times. Well, it's not easy and it takes a few minutes to reach this place. But anyway, the boss is dead, we have the master gear, now we can move on. Okay, another great test for us. These guys stand very close to each other and luckily their AI will stay there. I believe it's because of the warder. So precast the spirits, put splinter on your char and spike them down. I wish they would always be at the same place like this. The next area is tough. Told you level 2 sucks big time. Don't go for the rangers, we must get the patrolling group first. Again, precast your defensive or even offensive spirits and aggro just the group on the right. You can try to body block the melees and the healer too, and don't forget, if you don't kill the MM in time, it will make a big minion army. Now we can deal with the rangers, then get the master gear and move to the next room. Taskmaster Belloc and his company, this is another huge pile of mobs. Luckily the melees and the two healers come forward, then they got stuck here and we easily destroyed them with AoE damage. The boss itself is not a big deal, just a minion master. Finish it and pick up the dungeon key. Then two more groups and we reach the powder keg spot. This isn't really visible at first, but if you get close enough, you see the kegs, click on them and get one. The door leading to level 3 is closed and we must blow it up or we can't go any further. I wasn't sure if my heroes can destroy this group without my help, so I dropped the keg, helped them fight this group first, then I got another keg. You can do the same for maximum safety. Right now drop the keg and get ready for a completely new type of enemies. From this point on, no more stone summits or skulks, but undead. If you have holy damage, that means double damage against them. If you don't have, no problem, these groups are nowhere near at the stone summits in terms of difficulty. You don't even need to fight the last group, just run into the portal and you reach level 3. This place is very similar to one of the levels of Slaver's Exile. Perhaps the developers of this game wanted to save some time and used the same map or a slightly modified version of it. I will talk about the boss now, there isn't much interesting here. So the boss is called Zoldark the Unholy, a necromancer with a lot of HP and a lot of armor. Her skills are unique monster skills. She's most famous for her animate undead skill, which creates 6 minions, all level 26. Those are warriors with axe mastery skills and they can remove enchantments very frequently and easily. Luckily there is a sacrifice skill and Zoldark loses 5% HP every time she uses this skill. So this is a great idea to keep on killing her minions and she will lose HP probably faster than you could damage her directly. So once you have defeated the Tomb Guardian, pick up the boss key and get ready for the fight. Precause the defensive spirits and focus on the minions. They really wanted to kill poor Olias, I guess his HP was the lowest in the party, but this actually helped us, since they were very close to each other and this is a great way to spike with AoE damage. After some time Zoldark stopped using the sacrifice skill and her HP usually drops drastically due to the end of another skill, the Master of Necromancy. Basically she gets another 30% HP boost as long as she has minions alive, but when she stops having minions, this skill ends, which results in a big HP drop. So this is the end, the chest is ours, pick up the drops and simply map travel back to Umbral Grotto to get the quest rewards. And I hope this guide will help some of you guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as always, good luck and see you next time.